What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advanced Sports Talk. All right, I'm a bit late celebrating New Year's, birthday coming up, and man, it's all types of stuff, man. But listen, I am ecstatic. It happened exactly how I said it was gonna happen. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous just a little bit. Just a little bit. But even if we lost to the Saints, we had, the Panthers held down business. Just completely obliterated hope for the Falcons. Now, everybody's going to be a problem next year. And that's legitimate. But in any case, let's get into this breakdown. Week 18 versus the New Orleans Saints. And defensively, man, they put up a lot. They put up a much harder fight than I thought. Um, their pass rush, same story with Carolina the first time we played them. Pass rush, hike, five players in the backfield. Like, come on, man. Like, but where we had messed up at was we was always either trying to throw a screen pass or go deep, but pass rush wasn't giving us time to really develop the deep pass, and throwing the screen. He often ended up throwing a screen in front of five dudes, in front of a wall of defenders. So of course, yeah, then we get tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and yeah. So if you see that negative five, negative five in receiving yards that Bucky Irvins had, that's what happened. But nevertheless, um, yeah. So once we actually figured out that there actually was a middle of the field, you know, we started killing them, and not only that, but those big boys up front, they was getting they was getting a little tired, like so. Yeah, they could only sustain the pass rush, but for so long. But they was doing their thing. They was getting in the backfield. They was getting to Baker. And man, Baker, man, the slippery eel that he is, man, like just goes whoop. Had 68 yards rushing, and I'm glad that he actually took advantage of those rushing lanes that they was giving him, because actually that was something that I picked up on in the Eagles game when the pass rush was getting to him, and I was like, hold up, like he could just take off, and then he would just take off. So I'm glad that he's gotten more accustomed to running. Baker ain't no Lamar, but he yeah, he did enough to get to convert on first down. So I'm thankful for that. Man, McMillan had another good game. So I know next season he's going to be a beast. He's going to step into that Mike Evans role and really lean into it. So I got McMillan. McMillan's going to be it's probably going to be our number 3 back. Maybe number 2. I don't know what's going on with Chris Godwin this year, but yeah, we're gonna find out. Uh, yeah. So man, defense showed up. Like Vita, LVD, all them boys. Yeah, Joe Tryon, Yaya Diaby finally got the sack. They was talking about how week after week he kept getting closer and closer, but the quarterback just happened to either just get rid of the ball or get away from him. And yeah, he got his sack. So yeah, good for him. Man, now at the end of the game, even though we scored the go ahead touchdown and it was pretty much all she wrote, everything was looking pretty grim. It was like, dang, so we really gonna leave Mike Evans 5 yards short? We got the ball back with 27 seconds left. It was 27, 30. I don't know. It was enough time to throw a 5 yard pass. So yeah, so we did that. Got Mike Evans his 1,000 yards, just like I said we would. And they talking about, well, he would have to get 95 yards per game. And that's impossible to do. Nah, not really. Especially when you have him getting like 200 yards per game. Well, no, he had like 150 or something on one of those. But yeah, so yeah, Mike Evans got his 1,000 yards, and I gotta amend what I said. I was all this whole season I was talking about him breaking the record. I thought he had tied it. No, he tied the record this season. Now he needs to break it next season. But even still, like that's good that he's able to share that spotlight with Jerry Rice. Yeah, Jerry Rice did he had the 11 season streak of 1,000 yards. But Mike Evans was the first player to do it in his first 11 seasons consecutively. So I think Jerry Rice had a break somewhere in the beginning of his career or whatnot. So it's crazy because I was watching the game with my buddy. He said, man, you would really risk the game. You would risk the game on getting Mike Evans the victory. I mean, on getting Mike Evans the record. Like, what would you want? Do you want the victory or do you want him to get the record? I said, man, I want both. I want both. And I said, no. But after I said that, I calmed down. I said, no, man, you don't understand. Like, the Buccaneers owes this to Mike Evans because anytime we needed cap space, Mike Evans held us down. Mike Evans restructured. Man, if Mike Evans had a punch card for every time he restructured, he'd get a free taco or a free whatever. Man. Then on top of that, he had a chance to go somewhere else. Remember all of the Jets talk? It was like Mike Evans going to be playing for the Jets by the end of the season. They said that a couple years ago. And yeah, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. And I said, whatever Mike Evans wants, give it to him. And you know what? Hey, he won his 1,000-yard season. They made it happen. And on top of that, that catch, getting him that 1,000 yards, got him a nice little $3 million bonus. So, congrats to my boy on that, man. Like, yeah, so, yeah, Mike, I don't know what's going on with Mike Evans after this year, but I know we got a suitable replacement now. I assume, the type of person that Mike Evans is and all the work that he put in for the organization, that he would want to stay right where he is. And quite frankly, I ain't mad at him. I'm not arguing against it. So, yeah. All right. So, with this win, with the Commanders beating Atlanta last week, Carolina stomping Atlanta this week in overtime, and us winning effectively froze the Falcons out of the playoffs. We retain first place in our division in NFC South, and now we are in the playoffs. So I was expecting to play either Minnesota or Detroit, but whoa, hold up, plot twist. Somehow we got a tiebreaker over the Rams. So now we are the third seed, and we are set to play the Commanders. And if you remember the video that I did back in week 1, I was concerned about playing the Commanders later on in the season. And at 11-6, that's a legitimate concern. Now, if you are a fan of this channel, you saw my wrap-up video from last year, you know that I said I had picked Green Bay and Detroit to be in this year's championship game. So, yeah, I mean, hey, Detroit ended up getting the top seed. Me personally, I think we got the potential to beat any team in the playoffs. So, yeah, I would have felt more comfortable playing Minnesota. But, whether we played Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay, we might have to struggle a little bit because they on fire. They got a high octane offense. The Commanders, that's going to be, let me put it to you like this. No team there was no fluke teams that made it into the playoffs this year on the NFC side. So this is going to be a spectacle to behold. Um, yeah, so we just got to keep that pass rush in check and make sure that Jaden Daniels don't run him up like he did the last time. So, but in any case, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Did your team make the playoffs? What's your prediction? Put your comments in the comment section down below. We're gonna chop it up, start this conversation. My name's Advance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on everything. I'm out.